Hey, this is Zachary Ezrin from Imperial Triumphant, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
One, two, three, four. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
Yo,
Hey man, how are you?
wonderful. How are you, Bruce?
Good to see you again. I know we talked way back, probably a
Way.
couple years ago. Yeah. You doing all right?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I am well, thank you. Where you at today? You home?
I'm home in New York City.
Home in New York City. Is it nice there? Because I'm in Richmond, Virginia, and it's fabulous.
Dude, it's so nice today. I can't believe it. I just got back from the Mexican tour we were on, and everyone was saying how cold it was. So I feel pretty lucky.
Nice. So we could jump right in if you want. Let's start there. How was the tour?
Tour was amazing. Every time I'm in Mexico, I just fall more in love with the country. And yeah, this was no exception. This was a great tour, great shows, and super nice crowds. Just a smooth run, man.
I've always heard, and I've never seen a metal show in Latin America, but I've always heard that they're pretty much rabid for like heavy metal and extreme metal. Is that true?
They fucking love metal, dude.
Yeah.
It's so cool. They just love it. And
Yeah, I mean, all the way through South America, I've heard too.
I've never been out there, but I believe it, man. And it's just so cool to be like around fans that are like die hard. Like that's so chill.
Hey. So
Like,
let's
why not?
talk about the new record then, Goldstar. What we got a couple weeks, a little less than a month.
A little less than a month, I'd say.
What was what's been the initial reaction to it so far? The singles anyway.
Reaction's been through the roof. I knew we were onto something when I sent the label the album, and they were like, "This is really good."
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they don't always sugarcoat it, and they were like, "This is really your best stuff," and I was like, "Wow," because we don't ever think that. We're never like, "Oh, this is our best stuff." Like we're just doing what we want, and we hope that it's enjoyed by others. But it's just we're just trying to make art and stuff that we like. So
Okay.
yeah, and then also like it has been really just pretty well received overall. Like there hasn't been a lot of like anyone being like, this is not really their best stuff, or like this is kind of, I don't know. I guess that would really destroy me is if I put out a record that was like just okay.
Let's talk about that for a second. How much brain space or how much of your daily living do you give to the critics that don't like it?
Oh, I mean, I try not to read the comments because people can be super nasty,
Hey.
and I'm not trying to get brought down by some stranger.
Right.
But I'm plugged into all the socials, so occasionally someone will just write some nasty shit, try to make me feel low. And but whatever, like I don't really care. Again, I'd rather someone have a strong reaction that maybe is negative than a lukewarm reaction.
Okay.
And
Fair
all
enough.
all great art is like that.
When you guys are writing, I mean, I don't know how many records in you are now. Quite a few, right? So when you're writing, do you purposely try and differentiate release to release so you're not writing the same Imperial Triumphant record? Does that make sense?
Totally, 100%. Can't
So that
stand. We would never want to write the same record.
so do you worry then about your fans who may not want to take that full-on journey?
I mean, no. If you listen to Imperial Triumphant and you think, oh, Alphaville's my favorite record,
Mm.
I think that's their best album, then you can go listen to that album. It's not like it is like a
It's
one
old.
art piece
Right.
in some guy's apartment. Like you can go listen to it anywhere, buy it or whatever, stream it. Like it still exists. So you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no, I get it.
I, like a lot of other people, love the first four Metallica albums. I don't really love the 90s stuff so much, but who cares? Like, I still have those 4 albums that are great.
Right, and you still go back and listen to Ride the Lightning and
Yeah,
the good stuff.
and the question
Yeah.
you have to ask yourself is like, are those albums all four really different? Yeah. So
Oh,
like,
I think they're very, very different.
exactly. So what are you really asking? Like, what do you really want? Do you want another Ride the Lightning? Is that really gonna be good, or is it just gonna be like another people going, oh, it sounds exactly like Ride the Lightning. It's just a ripoff. Like, you can't please anyone in that scenario. So you just have to please yourself.
Yeah. So with Goldstar being described as your most instant and evocative work to date, how have you balanced maintaining your sort of avant-garde or slightly left identity of Imperial Triumphant while creating a more focused sound?
I think that was the challenge, I guess. Is can we still be ourselves, but mix things up in a way that is more streamlined and,
Okay.
dare I say, more forgiving. But I think we did a decent job of it because it's still an very, very extreme record. It's just under 5 minutes each song instead of 10-minute sonic, through composed journey.
That changes the live show then too, right? Because now you have to put more songs in there and practice more and have more songs available.
Well, I think of it the other way. I'm like, we get to play more songs now. We can mix things up easier. We're not beholden to like this set XYZ set list because we can only play, fit 3, 4 songs in a set. That was really annoying. So it's much more exciting to me to be able to do it the other way.
So on a tour like you just came off of, are you mixing it up? Longer ones and shorter ones, or?
Yeah, I mean, we mix it up, but we also definitely also were able to play like we just did this tour, right, with Mexico, and then we were like, okay, we kind of like that order, but maybe we can switch these around, and it's super easy to switch them around and move things around and add songs or take songs out because they're all shorter. It's just like, it's much more relaxing.
Okay. The album features guest appearances from quite a few notable musicians like Thomas Hake and David Lombardo. How did those collaborations come? How did they come about, and what do you feel they bring to the overall vision of Goldstar?
I mean, what do you think they add to the overall vision of Goldstar?
Yeah, massive. I don't want to say credibility because you guys have your own credibility, but Dave is Dave, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's super cool that we got Dave. Fucking insane. But I would say this, guys coming from not only Slayer, he's coming from Fantomas and Mr. Bungle, which are really closer to what Imperial does. And I think, so working with him, he understands what we're doing. He gets it. It's not just getting a famous guy on the album.
No,
He's adding to it in a way that benefits the song, and it's all for the greater good, baby.
I thought it's pretty interesting, like how he, after his career with Slayer, he's done a bunch of, I don't know, I hate to keep using the word avant-garde stuff, but Dead Cross, all that stuff was sort of just way left, and it's great.
He's a real player, man. He's not just, doing it for XYZ reason. He loves music. He really cares about music and wants to keep going.
Okay. So is there something you want your fans to take away from after listening to, well, let's say an Imperial Triumphant record, but even more specifically Goldstar?
Is there something I want them to take away?
Yeah, like an overarching message or takeaway?
I don't know, man. I'm curious to think what they take away from it, Everyone's going to get a different reaction. Everyone's going to have a different thought about what it means or what it's about or what it means to them. And I think that's more exciting. As long as they take away the record itself, I'm happy.
That's fair enough. So let me go back to the tour for a second. What was it like playing with Mayhem and them?
I haven't done the tour yet.
It's coming up. What's it going to be like playing with Mayhem then? When is that coming up?
We've played with Mayhem before. We've done a few festivals with them. I know like maybe one or two of the guys, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm a big Mayhem fan. I think they're phenomenal players, great band. And tour starts May 17th, Decibel Magazine Tour, USA and Canada dates. Check them out, buy your tickets, and buy Goldstar. We'll be selling vinyl, we'll be selling CDs, we'll have brand new tour shirts and merch, and you can just drown in it.
I love the idea that you're still doing like full releases and vinyl because the music business has changed considerably, right? And everybody's doing like the 30-second clips or whatever. But there's a whole lost art, I think, into sequencing and putting together a record to create those like ebbs and flows and the way you want it to be listened to, right?
Sure is.
How much time do you spend doing that? Is there like a ton? Or let me put it this way, do you spend less now because the business has changed, or is it still?
Oh, no, I'm always going to put that thought into it. And I'm thinking about it in really like as a vinyl, like I put that track Goldstar in there as at the start of the B-side because I wanted it to feel like, oh, this is like a paid advertisement from their sponsor that they had to put on the record, like this kind of stuff. I wanted to really build a world. And yeah, of course, it doesn't really matter now what the order of the songs are, but it still kind of does because if you don't know, you're going to just start from one, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Even if you're streaming it, you're still going to listen to it at the top.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people still just do like the one song at a time. And I think it's great when, like I sit down and listen because I'm a vinyl fan as well, or even just a CD or whatever. When you sit down and listen to it and you're like, hey, I'm on the journey that you guys kind of planned out for me, right? I didn't hear you.
I said, welcome aboard.
Yeah. And it's weird that people don't consume music like that anymore, but I guess it is what it is.
It is what it is.
What do you have planned after the Decibel tour?
World tour.
Nice. So you're going overseas?
Yeah, that's the plan. Hopefully it works out. Very excited. We've never done a world tour before, but yeah, very excited about all this stuff.
You'll be doing the festivals over the summer?
Yeah,
Fingers
we have
crossed?
this festival circuit run in Europe planned, and
Nice.
yeah, that'll be fun. Those are always fun.
So then I guess what do you have next then? You're leading up to the record. Any more singles?
Nope. We do have a documentary I think we're going to drop next week or the week after. That's like a mini doc about, recording the record and like a studio doc, I guess, but it's also sort of like the last record ever made in Menegroth Studios before it shut down. So I think, yeah, that'll be kind of fun.
Was it sort of, I'm not familiar with Menegroth. Has that been there a while?
That's the record that we've worked on everything that we've ever done in, and it's been like the record that has put out a lot of bands, particularly weird ones from New York City, but it's done a lot. It's a really, really special studio, and yeah.
Was it kind of bittersweet being the closing band in there?
I mean, I think it was, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I suppose, yeah, quite bittersweet, kind of sweet too, like, just to be the last notes ringing through the halls.
Or Imperial Triumphant, yeah. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I guess when you think about it like that, that's actually really interesting, right? That's the last thing the building hears is whatever the last song you mixed in there.
Yeah, before they rip it all down.
Wow.
That
pretty much brings me to what I had. Did I miss anything you wanted to cover?
I would just say anyone watching this and has never heard Imperial Triumphant, Goldstar is the best album to start with, I'd say.
Fair enough, and work your way backwards.
Stream it, listen to it, watch all our videos, buy a ticket to the show, because that's another thing I hear from fans all the time is they say, I didn't really understand your music, and then I saw it live and it clicked. So, give us a shot live. I think we might just become your favorite band.
Fair enough. And if fans want to find you, Imperial Triumphant everywhere?
Everywhere, yeah. I mean, we're not really busy on Twitter, not really that busy on YouTube because the label puts out all of our videos, but Pretty much everywhere, yeah.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate your time. Hope that wasn't too bad.
It was always a pleasure to speak with you.
Yeah, good luck. I didn't see the routing. I don't know if you're coming anywhere near me in Richmond.
I don't think so. Dude, it's really fucked. Like, this is a really long tour, and there's no East Coast.
Oh, really?
It's pissing me off, man, because I love playing the East Coast, especially like Florida, no Philly date, no Washington, D.C. date. Like, what the fuck? So we're
Is it
gonna
like Midwest stuff or all West Coast?
it goes up into the Northeast a little bit, crosses Canada, Midwest, South, and the Southwest and the Northwest. Pretty much everywhere except Southeast, like Florida and the East Coast.
Right. How do you prepare for a long tour like that? You do anything different? Anything special?
Yeah, you go on tour in Mexico.
Right. Fair enough. Were you at least on a bus in Mexico?
No, man, we flew everywhere.
Oh, you did? That's even better.
It was all right.
At least you weren't hopping it in a van through Mexico.
Mexico is awesome, man. I gotta say.
Oh, I know, but I'm thinking it's hot and drives are long between cities.
You'd be surprised how not that hot it was.
Really?
Dude, Monterey was like 30 degrees. We're freezing.
No way. 30
Yeah,
like Fahrenheit?
Fahrenheit.
Really? No, I had no idea. I didn't even know it got
We
that
had
cold.
a cold spike or something, but we got fucked.
Wow. So no swimming in Monterey.
Not that time.
Anyway, man, thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it. Good luck with the record and stay safe on tour.
Have a great one, Bruce.
Cheers, brother. Later.
Cheers.